Welcome to the Creative Playing Podcast Network. We're here to help review RPGs, video games, podcasts, board games, cosplay, and the Makers Movement, and just any old fun stuff that's creative. Sit back and enjoy the show. Hi, fans of the Creative Playing Podcast Network. Jim here. Hey, this last week I managed to go to the Tucson Comicons, and it was a blast. One of the things that I got to experience that I wanted to share with you guys was I actually got to sit in with the panel, How to Build a Better Rebel. A lot of you folks know about the 501st, the great charity cosplay group for Star Wars. Well, I've discovered that there's another group called the Rebel Legion. They've actually been around just as long, and it's a cosplay group dedicated to playing the Rebels, Jedi, and the occasional smuggler. These folks are an amazing group of cosplayers, and I managed to record most of the panel that they had, How to Build a Better Rebel. And also, in the show notes, make sure to check out the links. I'll include the links for the rebellegion.com Mose Eisley base. That's the local Arizona chapter of the group. Bunch of great folks, and I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did at the panel.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian. I'm the Executive Officer for the Rebel Legion Mos Eisley Base, as well as the Regional Captain for Tucson. On behalf of the members of Mos Eisley Base, I'd like to thank you for attending and welcome you to our panel on Building a Better Rebel. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce our panelists. First, we have Mike Little. He's the Commanding Officer for Mos Eisley Base. He's also the Commander of Walker Squadron, and Mike costumes as Jeff Porkins. Next, we have Wendy Brown, to my right. Temple Master of Tashi Temple, and Wendy costumes as Jedi Master Indora Winru. And finally, right there in the middle, we have Lee Kester. He's the squad leader for the Sarlacc Squad, which is the local branch of the Rebel Alliance Infantry Division. Lee costumes as a Rebel Fleet Trooper, or in this case, an Endor Trooper today. So before we get to the costumes, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Rebel Legion, who we are, and what we do. The Rebel Legion is an international Star Wars costuming organization created by, of, and for people interested in creating costumes from the Star Wars mythos. Much like the Rebellion in the Star Wars movies, an alliance of Rebel costumers first appeared in mid-1999 thanks to a handful of brave individuals who responded to the rise of the 501st and wanted to celebrate the heroes of the Star Wars saga. By 2001, the Rebel Legion had multiplied in numbers and launched their own website and message boards. Although started in the United States, the Legion is now an international costuming club that encompasses multiple nations worldwide and has become one of the premier costuming groups in the Star Wars community. Currently, we have 46 bases and 21 outposts worldwide. Bases are the largest units within the Rebel Legion. Bases cover large, distinctive regions which host unique geography, language, borders, or other distinguishing characteristics. Each base is essentially a hub of Legion activity and made up of Legion members who often work and attend events together. A base must have at least 12 members. Outposts exist when there are 3 or more members living within a distinctive region not covered by an existing unit. Our base, Mos Eisley Base, originally began as an extension of Mountain Base out of Colorado. In 2008, we were established as our own base, and today we serve the state of Arizona with 43 active members and 25 reserves. The mission of the Rebel Legion is centered around the threefold idea of costuming, community, and charity. With costuming, we promote the quality and improvement of Star Wars costumes. For community, we offer the costume enthusiast of Star Wars hero characters a global community to enjoy, express, and share their costuming and talents. Third, and most importantly, we follow the lead of Lucasfilm Limited by giving back to the community through works of charity and volunteerism. The Rebel Legion's members participate in a wide variety of events and venues all over the world. For this region, the Rebel Legion events adhere to a set of costume standards along with a code of conduct. The Legion recognizes that this hobby is for fun and creativity also, so they make allowances for the creative modification of costumes within the confines of decency. Slave lady, I'm going to push the boundaries just a little bit. Different events will call for different costume event standards. There are three types of official Rebel Legion events: high profile, medium profile, and low profile. High profile events are official Rebel Legion events, usually organized or sponsored for the promotion of a Lucasfilm or Lucasfilm Limited approved partner. A costume from the movies or TV series is the usual requirement unless otherwise requested. Examples of that type of event would be the Star Wars in Concert or the Rose Bowl parade that they did a few years back in 2007. Medium profile events are official Rebel Legion events that do not involve Lucasfilm and are for Rebel Legion promotion or charity. Some restrictions on the type of costumes allowed at these events may be placed by the event request parameters. Low profile events are official Rebel Legion events for Rebel Legion promotion for the purpose of fun and entertainment. The use of any Rebel Legion approved costumes are permitted. An example of this would be Phoenix Comic-Con or the event that you are attending today. Some of the events we attend in Arizona each year include the Comic-Cons, Relay for Life, several children's hospital visits, and Star Wars Day with various athletics teams, including the Arizona Diamondbacks, Phoenix Suns, and the Arizona Raptors. The Rebel Legion is Lucasfilm's preferred good guy costuming group. As such, our goal will always be the accurate presentation of characters from the Star Wars saga. People often believe that we are actors hired by Lucasfilm to attend particular events, and because of this, it is important, both to Lucasfilm and to the Rebel Legion, that our costumes accurately reflect the standard of quality expected from the Lucasfilm brand. To help achieve this goal, the Rebel Legion developed and adheres to a set of costume standards. Having a costume is not a requirement to join the Rebel Legion. You can simply go onto the website, create a user profile and a username, and begin using the forums. There you will find a wealth of information on how to construct your costume, where to find props or accessories, and helpful tips and advice from other approved members. You can also ask questions on the forum boards and receive answers, all with the purpose of helping you build a better Rebel. When you have created your costume, you may submit your photos to one of the many Rebel Legion costume judges from all over the world who will then judge your costume for formal approval. They will either approve you right away or they may give you direction on how to modify your costume to more accurately reflect the character your costume portrays. Rebel Legion costumes may be sourced from films, TV series, books, comics, or video games. The only age requirement is that you've got to be 18 years or up, and under that there is a Galactic Academy that encompasses both the good guys and the bad guys. I think they do both Rebels and Empire on Galactic Academy. So these are the 12 costume categories currently recognized by the Rebel Legion. At the worldwide Legion level, each of these costume categories has its own set of costume judges who are considered experts in each type of costume. At the local level, Mos Eisley Base has a squad for almost every category. Squad leaders, such as those at the table with me here today, are available to new members to help create their costumes and then submit them for the approval process. And with that, I'd like to introduce Wendy Brown.
Good afternoon, everybody. Now, the reason why the Jedi are going first is because, number one, they're cool, number two, they're guardians of the galaxy, and they're peace and justice, and we don't carry guns in a much more civilized weapon for no age. Yeah. But, it's really cool being a Jedi. Number one, we're nice and comfortable. Well, these guys are sweating. We're wearing mostly homespun cotton and natural fibers. Oh, we have another Jedi. Welcome, Jedi. So let's start out with the most recognizable feature of the Jedi, which is the lightsaber. And as Obi-Wan Kenobi said, this is the weapon of a Jedi Knight, not as clumsy or random as a blaster. An elegant weapon for a more civilized age, which is being modeled there by Diane, who's one of our Jedi members of the temple. And we also have Anakin Skywalker, who's also one of our members of the temple. All you need for Rebel Legion is at least the hilt be either metal, PVC plastic's okay, as long as it does not look like one of those Hasbro toys. You can have a blade attached. You can have a sound card, as Diane showed from her saber. She's got that lovely sound card. That way you can really guide and really do a job.
That's pretty neat.
Oh, they're very cool. They're not going to last a month. And the main idea is to look like we're actually part of the Star Wars universe. And the main goal is to be able to walk onto a movie set and say, hey guys, here I am. Blades are acceptable, as I said before. The two colors that aren't okay are red or black. We have blue or purple. I believe Anakin, we have the blue one today. I prefer green, which is the Jedi Counselor color. Anakin sports the Guardian color. And Diane, are you purple today? Okay. That's the Mace Windu. Mace Windu is also very cool. Yeah, so you can either build your own, or you can buy your saber from like Ultra Sabers, or what's the other one? Mass Production.
Hasbro, because Hasbro actually has the license on it now.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
As long as it doesn't look like the toy saber you get from Toys R Us,
Right.
you're good to go. And then we've got our next slide up of the pretty looking Jedi there. And you can tell one of the main requirements is the outer tunic, which is this outer portion. It can be sleeveless. If you go with the sleeveless, you have to have a full under tunic. She's got tabards, which is actually the colors stand out. I'll just show it. The outer tunic, mine in this case is brown. The tabards, you have to have a set of tabards, which can either have leather edging on it, or you can go all natural, like our gorgeous model here. But she looks like she's enjoying the Jedi. So well, doesn't have a blade on her lightsaber, so she can't really go in battle at the moment. The other feature we need is the obi, which Diane has a bigger obi than I do that you can actually see. That's the portion that holds your tunic and your tabards close to the body. It goes right under your belt. And let's go on to the belt. You have to have a belt of some sort. And the belt also houses your saber clip or your D-ring, and food capsules, pouches. And Anakin has some really nice pouches there too.
Here's the little boat that holds it. I should put that little boat.
Oh! And there are two. Yeah, thanks, Chewie. Thanks for the reminder too. There are two different types of belts you can have that Jedi wear. There's the prequel belt, which is similar to mine, which has the wider outer belt and the thinner inner belt. Then there's the original trilogy, which is what Luke Skywalker wore, which is the single. Oh yeah, and Anakin's also wearing it. Sorry, Anakin, keep putting your belt. Somebody did the Jedi mind trick with all those Sith running around. With that smile, I can't go dark side. And this one's easier. Yeah. Although the wider one is fun too. The original trilogy belt is just a single belt with a buckle on it. Diane, would you mind kind of walking around and showing everybody your Anakin and follow her, showing the difference between the two belts? That'd be great. So, the colors of the belt can be either brown or black.
Thank you.
I don't think anybody's going to approve of like a red belt, but they'll stick with black or brown. And then underneath all this stuff, you can have either pants or skirt. And the pants need to kind of color coordinate with everything. The two main colors of the belt that are required is either black or brown. That's not much of a choice there, but black or brown, and it must match your boots. So you can have black boots with black belt or brown boots with brown belt. Okay. Yeah, it's been a long day. Hanging out with all those stuff will do that to you. Your boots are basically low-heeled military-style riding boots. You can get them at a lot of military surplus stores. eBay has them. You can also go with the costume boots and spats, as Anakin reminded me. Yeah, really fancy spats there. Yeah. So you can either go with leather or leather, as long as it's not those rubber galoshes. I've never seen a Jedi walking around with those rubber galoshes. You know, that would probably get you stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
Stuck. I can't swim my sailor. I'm stuck. And then and those are the things you have to have. The optional equipment, you have to have a minimum of 3. Now you have your choice. You can have an inner tunic, which fits right underneath your outer tunic. It can be either a full one. I went textbook, so I went full, which has the full sleeves. Or like a dicky. Diane, are you wearing the dicky one?
No, this is a full.
Yeah, you're also, we all went textbook
I just
today.
have a different color.
Yeah, different color. And that's also acceptable too. You have to, another optional is your Jedi pouches. You have to have a minimum of 2 if you want to go that route. Pouches must match your belt. You can either go with the plastic resin ones like Anakin has, which you can either make or get them on eBay, or ammo pouches. And in fact, I have a set of ammo pouches as well that matches Diane's. But the pouches have to match your belt. So if you go with black belt, you have to have black pouches, brown belt, brown pouches. And then the other distinguishing optional factor is your cloak or cape. Now, everybody's so used to the Jedi having those long, flowing cloaks, but you can't have a cape. Now, Diane, is yours considered a cape or a cloak?
Cape.
Cape. Okay.
Yeah.
No sleeves.
Oh, yeah, the cape has no sleeves on it. I didn't have it. And with
That's part
the...
of the cloak is the fastening.
Yeah. That comes with practice, though. And both the cloak and cape have to have a nice flowing hood on it so that you can go meditate and be very Jedi-ish.
Look like a Sith.
And then the other optional item you can choose from are food capsules, which you need 4 of the different colors. These you can buy easily. JediRobe.com actually has these on sale right now, so you don't have to make them.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. But if you choose to make them, it's the old big rollerball pinheads that you can actually paint. The color, going back to colors, as my dad actually says, he doesn't do colors, but Jedi do colors. And the purpose of earth tones. Most Jedi stick with their tones, the browns. You can go with the burgundy, like Diane's, as long as it's toned down. The purpose of this is the Jedi wanted to be inconspicuous when they visited other planets, and they wanted to be able to fit in while they're either adjudicating a matter or driving everybody nuts or chasing Sith. Or in the case of Anakin, he just wanted to stick out. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, that way we can recognize you better. And then, as I said before, the boots must match your belt, and your pouches must also match your belt. So black or brown there. Also, you can go fancy on the tabards. Mine are actually upholstery leather out of the edging. And some Jedi wanted to either express their family heritage, even though they're encouraged to split from their families, or to show their particular office. My particular character is a Jedi diplomat. So the diplomats, you want to go a little bit fancier, so that you're walking into the council chamber and you're dealing with presidents or galactic senators. They don't look at you like you're scruffy looking citizen. And examples of that is Count Dooku. He wanted to look like he came from nobility, so he wanted that fancy king with that he said. As far as boots can go, you can either go fancy or plain. If you notice in the movies, the Jedi Council actually wore plain boots versus the Jedi in the field who actually had the rugged boots. So you could go either one as long as it's not like stiletto boots or really heavy-duty boots. You can definitely go for it. What was that? Oh yes, unless you want to be Anakin, you got to go with the spats. Now that's one distinguishing factor is if you're doing a face character, you actually have to stick with the face character standards. And I'm a generic, so I'm a face character. And fabrics, you can use any fabric you want to. I'm actually wearing couch upholstery on my tunic. My inner tunic is actually linen, so whatever looks good, go for it. But don't go with like yeah, and curtains.
These are curtains and these are drapes.
once a year they do like a remnant sale. You can call up the store and say, "Have you guys sell any fabric remnants?" And get it from there as well. So, use your imagination of broadcloth, microfiber, just about anything. One big no-no is don't do the karate style uniform. That has like the slits on the side and it wraps all the way around. Jedi don't wear karate uniforms. You want something that is very uniform. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is the tabards must extend past your tunic. They can either be from your bottom of your tunic, or they can be like an inch or so, as long as they're a little bit past there. Of course, I'm looking at today. I encourage everybody to stick to your budget. Come up with a vision of what kind of Jedi you want, and just kind of research things. Take your time with it. You definitely want to do something good quality, and you can commission your costume from people, but be sure it meets the specs, which you can find at rebellegion.com, and as well as Toshi Temple, which is at gmail.com. And of course, if you want to make everything, you get a really good sense of accomplishment. A friend of mine and I actually hammered my belt and have the fun. When you want to work out some stress, start hammering those studs in the leather. That's a lot of fun. So you can have a lot of fun and have a good time with that. Tutorials are available on our website. And as Brian mentioned before, there are Legion costume judges. But if you plan on doing a Jedi, go ahead, post on the boards under like a work in progress thread, show us your progress, take a picture, and people will actually chime in and give you some feedback. And that's always very helpful. That way you're fixing things along the road as opposed to getting your costume done and then realize, oh, good. This way it lets everybody know what you're working on, and you can show off your work too. So that's always fun. And always take photos. If you ever need help with anything, feel free to contact the base or see one of us after you know. So that's pretty much what I will pass it off to our next trooper. Welcome back to Mandalore, by the way.
It was great being glad and hanging out with you and meeting all those guys. Our general over there was a pretty smart guy. Him and Julie, they got the insides, they know how to get in tight places. Kind of enjoyed the fireworks. You know what I mean?
That was a good time. Good time.
Yeah, there was no Jedi's in my life. I don't know.
Oh, you have Luke, you have Leia, you became a Jedi later.
That's true, but I'll give it props to the pilots. It was nice fireworks we did after the Death Star blew up, so it was great.
Yeah, that was very cool.
It was cool. Alrighty. My name is Lee Kester. I'm the Sarlacc squad leader for Mos Eisley base here in Arizona, which is really awesome and fun. We are more of a lesser character, so to speak. We don't get all the glory, but we're there to make sure the Jedi's and the pilots are good. They're supported. Yes, we're there. Especially on Endor right now, it's a blast. Awesome. So, I'm here to talk about the Rebel Fleet Trooper. Obviously from A New Hope, you saw the opening scenes with the Star Destroyer. The Tantive 4 was boarded, and our brave RFTs tried to fight off the Stormtroopers, even though we were outnumbered. We still put up a fight. Good fight, man. The guys did a great job. So, the Rebel Fleet Trooper is one of the easier costumes to get into for the Rebel Legion. It's pretty basic, and it's really fun, and it's very comfortable compared to those guys in the 501st where they're getting to sit down in the armor. So we can just be comfortable. It's very cool. It's not hot. It's very nice, and it's very comfortable. And it's one of the more inexpensive costumes as well, which is really nice. As you can see, the Rebel Fleet Trooper, the basic requirements are the boots, the BDU pants, the shirt, the black vest, the bib that's in under the vest. There you go. You see his belt buckle, and the helmet. And it's pretty basic. The boots are quite popular. It's better if you go with the East German military boots because it's more movie accurate. The BDUs are gray, and you can pretty much go anywhere and get those. We have links. Amazon's got them. Military Surplus has them. And also, same thing with the BDU Black vest as well. And what you'll have to do when you get the vest is you're going to have to cut the sleeves off. There, how he has it up there, as well as the top. And you see how the back is and everything. I have to do a little sewing on the back. And the front's got the pockets, which is cool. I know, poor guy. And when you do the shirt, you're going to need to get 3 of them. They're the Navy shirts, because you're going to need 1 for the main one that he's wearing. And 2, you're going to need to cut the back of the shirts to make the bib, which is required. And also the belt is on there, is required, which isn't that difficult. I mean, it's pretty good. Just got to make sure it's round. And the belt buckle that he has, there's 3 that are accepted. The oblong, the oval, and the rectangle that he has right there. So you have 3 options. And you can go to Tandy Leather or other little places. It's easy and it's inexpensive. The only one that's a little bit of a pain is the helmet. You can either go with somebody on the boards who's selling that is approved by the Rebel Legion, and you can get a kit, or you can make it yourself, or you can commission somebody who's an approved member that has the quality, and it will be guaranteed to be approved. And he's got the little antenna there as well, which is pretty cool. He also has the holster with his Rebel Fleet Trooper blaster. It's the Rebel Fleet Trooper blaster is a Nerf gun by Hasbro. It's pretty cool. So all you gotta do is when you get it, just sand it down a little bit, paint it black and silver, and you're good to go. And it looks just like the movie. It's really cool. And it's pretty much it. It's a very comfortable costume, and I would say mine came around $300 or less. So it was really good. I was able to get the boots at Walmart. I got my blaster at Walmart.com. I ordered my vest and shirts on Amazon.com. I went to a military surplus to get the Navy shirts. And I ordered through a member for the helmet and had it assembled. And I got the belt myself from Tandy Leather, as well as the belt buckle. And I was blessed to have gracious friends who have better sewing skills than I do to help me out. So that's one thing about our base, and as well as the rest of the Rebel Legion, is you have so many talented, wonderful people with great skills that are there to help you out. And it's like, when you become a member, it's not just friends, you're like a big family. Because it's just awesome. Yeah. Everybody wants to help everybody out. They're there to encourage you, to help you get approved. And it's just so much fun. I mean, do a lot of wonderful things for charity. I mean, you go to an event, you see so many people, kids of all ages, I'm telling you, they just love to see those and love Star Wars just like we do. And it's just so much fun. That's all. What do you say?
You can do the hokey pokey real easily in that costume.
No, that's good. And it really is our equivalent of the stormtroopers. So, like as many 501st stormtroopers as you see out there, we really want to recruit heavily people to be our fleet troopers because we're outnumbered almost all the time. So the more fleet troopers, the better. This here actually is the original Navy World War II talker helmet that is made from. If anybody wants to come up and see this afterwards. It's steel, it's quite heavy, and the hope is that we will be able to use this to vacuum form these here locally so we can start making them fairly expensively and have them available for people to build that kit. And yeah, like I said, the rest of it is pretty simple. The pants are about $25, the boots usually run about 60 to 80. Either Eastern or Russian, any of those Eastern Bloc communist countries yes. tend to have the right food.
Former communist.
Forward.
Lots of surplus.
Lots of surplus.
And as you can tell, compared to as you were saying about the stormtroopers, they can't see that well, they can't sit down, they sure as heck can't shoot. So, you got comfortable pants, a comfortable costume, you can blast them at will, and it's good.
It's just iconic to me. I mean, that's like the first human people you ever saw in Star Wars. I mean, I remember it to this day, being a kid, and that is it. It's just awesome. I mean, it's an iconic concept.
Definitely. Oh, yes, along with Raid, Rebel Alliance Infantry Detachment, we have 3 different versions of the from the trilogy. The Rebel Fleet Trooper, as you see in A New Hope, you see the opening scenes, and with the extended edition, you see them all over the place, meeting the pilots, guarding the fighters, escorting the Princess Leia around. And then Empire Strikes Back, which is awesome. You have the Hoth Trooper, which is really neat and fun, but in Arizona, it doesn't really. We don't have one yet. I don't know why. And last, but one of my favorites, is the Endor Trooper from Return of the Jedi. It's a little bit easier, a little more fun, but I'll get down there. A little more easier. It's as comfortable as a Rebel Fleet Trooper, a little more, but not much. I mean, yeah. Got my boots, got my spats, my BDUs that are camouflaged, my ammo belt, and this is all you really need. It's required for it. The desert tan shirt, the vest. I have my gloves, gauntlets that are required. Right here, which are really cool. I have my indoor helmet. This is the plastic donut that goes on top. Right here is more like the World War II soft helmet. It's got the ribbing on it. And also, which I absolutely love, much more fun than a lightsaber. Okay, that's for you. My indoor blaster. It's awesome. Love it. Sniped a few stormtroopers and scout troopers with this. But yeah, this is also very comfortable as well. I mean, that's really one of the big difference doing the Rebel Alliance Infantry Detachment is these are so much more comfortable than the stormtroopers, or vice versa. It's easy. It's not as expensive as everything else. It's just so much fun and comfortable. And I can hear too. Big difference.
And the actual fleet trooper that's it. I mean, it's very standard. That's what you need is exactly what he's wearing. The Endor one and also the Hawk one, there's a lot of variations that can have a trench coat, that can have a green windbreaker jacket that's camouflaged, you can have the vest like he's got. So there's a lot more variety. It's the same with the Hawk one. There's 2 or 3 different ways you can do that. But this one's nice and easy because that's it. It's very straightforward.
Camouflage, you had to actually create camouflage yourself instead of.
Yes. Yes, I had to do camouflage myself. There are, on the boards, the form, there are links and there's guidelines that'll help you out. It's pretty self-explanatory. They'll say this is how it's supposed to be. This is where you can purchase what you need to get it done. And if you need any questions or anything, we're here to help. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions, or we'll try to do a get-together work party, and everybody gets to help you out with our costume stuff. It's so much fun. You get to meet everybody. Everybody has fun. And we help you get your costume approved. So it's awesome. So much fun. These are great people, too, by the way.
And again, you really can just go on Rebel Legion, make a username, and start posting to our boards.
Yes.
And post your pictures, which is a process. That's not as easy as it seems. But once you figure that out, we can kind of help give suggestions and tips and things and where to get stuff and all that. That's really what we're here to do.
Yeah, absolutely. We're here to help. We want you to join us.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. Join the rebellion against the Empire. They don't stand a chance.
And we win in the end. Why would you join the team that loses, right?
Yeah. They might look good, but they still lose. What can I say? But yeah, it's so much fun. And it's awesome. You're doing it for a great cause, and we all love Star Wars, and you meet so many wonderful people. It's really fantastic. It really is.
All right, with that, let's introduce Mike Little. He's the squadron commander for Mos Eisley Base Swamp Squadron there. That's his name underneath there, whatever that is. They ran out of vowels that day.
So it's manly man without the A.
So if you wanted to send a message to any of us on the boards, those are the names
pilots in general. In the Star Wars universe, particularly in the first film, the actual people who won the war were the pilots. You know, the Jedi kind of got us into trouble. These guys didn't make it through the first few minutes of the first film, and we saved everybody. Anyway,
He was a Jedi.
Oh, he's a little Death Star.
Oh, you too.
He was a pilot first.
Anyway, so the pilots were used primarily in Episode 4, based on World War I flying pilots, World War II. A lot of the images from the Death Star trench sequence were based on edited sequences from actual World War I films and footage. And the suits are basically based on early flight suits. And I'll go ahead and get through the entirety of the suit. Basically, what we're looking at is a jumpsuit. It is based on a military flight suit. In my case, I actually used a company called Red Cap, and that is a company that provides work jumpsuits. And what I did was to match the colors. I bought 2 suits to cut them up to make my pockets, because going to a fabric store to match a jumpsuit will be practically impossible. You might match the color, but you probably won't match the pattern. You could match the pattern, but the color is just not going to be there. So it's just easier to buy 2, cut them up, and make your pockets for all of the tchotchkes that you're going to have on your suit. If you take a look at the screen, you can see that there are pockets on the arms. There are 2 here, and I'll direct you back over here, for the comm pad, which is for use as a communications device, although you never actually see anything talking to it. The arm tools are kind of like your galactic equivalent of MapQuest. You know, you plug it into your computer, your nav computer, to tell you where you are in the universe and where you go. They are machined aluminum that you can get. Again, we have many links to where you can get these things relatively cheaply. In my case, I had 3 on the arm. And let's see, we have a pocket on this side, which is just stylish and functional. The flak vest, and again, you're in a spaceship, and you're flying through space. You don't really have any oxygen, and flak from other ships. Well, it's kind of thin to catch flak, but you know, it's based on World War II, World War I flak vests. I actually made my own, which the sewing on that was difficult to say the least. Sewing the lines straight, I actually had to take it off the machine and redo it about 5 times because my lines kept going like that. As I was sewing, I was looking at it going, oh, this looks pretty good, and I pulled that out. I was like, oh, that's not good. So there's actually companies that produce these now that you can buy them online. It's a lot easier, but there's really something to be said about creating it yourself and having it finished. And I'll do a little pirouette in a minute to show you the entire thing as we're talking through it. But on top of the flak vest is the chest box, and its functionality is for breathing, and because you don't actually see anyone with an oxygen mask within the pilot cockpit. The box attaches to the suit itself. which is actually a cooling device, if you will. And then we have all kinds of straps and other devices that look functional, but I haven't found a function for them yet. And then around the leg are leg flares. Those are for the purpose of if your ship crashes, you light your flare and you can attract other ships to help you. The boots, like the RFT, are based on East German military boots. They are very heavy and thick. And that's the thing with the fabric on this costume. It is very thick and not very breathable. And again, once I'll show you in just a moment, but it is layer upon layer upon layer, and that can get pretty warm in the Arizona desert. So I'll go ahead and show you the full and the gloves are Renaissance gloves that there was a company called Renaissance that used to sell these, and I haven't seen them for a while. So there are, again, places where you can, links on our boards that you can find out where to buy all of these things. So let's see, there's the helmet, which is based in part on Vietnam era pilot helmets, particularly helicopter pilot helmets. It's the same basic shape. It's much different than a World War II helmet or World War II helmet. It is currently not one of the only things for the pilot costume that is not mandatory. I know that they keep talking about changing the costume standards to include the helmet, but right now all you have to do is have the entire pilot costume. But I would say that the helmet makes it much more fun, and everyone knows that you're the pilot when you get that pocket on. Your paint jobs are largely your own. You have to make sure that you are look like you are in the Star Wars universe. The rebel birds, the use of the round V, yellow V's or red V's. My costume is considered a face character because I'm an actual character from the films as opposed to just a generic pilot. My character is Jack Porkins. He was the first pilot to die in the Battle of Death Star 1. So the paint job on here is completely based on the helmet from that character in the film. It is not a clean helmet. It was weathered to make it look like it had been in many battles and used for quite a while. A friend of mine did an amazing job on creating that for me. It is from a kit, as is the chest box in my case. There are other people who produce the chest boxes that you can buy directly and have it done. Again, I bought the kit, painted it, put all the metal pieces and switches, rocker switches on here myself. I put together the helmet myself out of a kit. It's a piece, a strip, and then a cap. It also includes the visor, the mouthpiece for communication. Since Porkins had this in the film, I've attached the communications link to the ship for his communication system. And so the full costume is, let me calm down. Excuse me, boots. So again, yeah, these are the East German boots. The leg flares I created myself, actually out of wooden dowels, and painted aluminum silver. The fabrics, the green fabrics that I use for for these and the flares are from military surplus stores. The tubing is actually a dishwasher tubing that I got at a Lowe's type place, Home Depot, as well as the L's and the clamps. Looks like it's attached to my suit, but it's just snapped on. I put a snap on here, put an O-ring on there, and then snap it in place on the suit, and then it gives it the appearance that it's attached to the suit, which I'll have to reattach that later. Again, the chest box, created that myself. These are the pockets, like I say, to match the actual suit. And I have pockets everywhere, so yeah, I get to carry everybody's change. So, the flak vest on the back has a clip that is, you have to follow mandatory pieces of what you need to add. You can't just say, well, that is kind of like that. You follow a lot of pictures as guides, a lot of looking at frames of film to say, oh wait, that's what that is. So, then sorry. The trick with the flares is, you see they're not moving anywhere. I actually attached popsicle sticks on the inside of the green, and then I snap the flare belt around my leg, and then the popsicle sticks slide into the boot, and they're not going anywhere. So, because I did have a problem, I'd snap it on and I'd be walking along and they'd be dragging on the floor. So I learned that trick of adding the popsicle sticks, and yeah. So altogether, the costume adds the gloves and the helmet. And I usually add the coil into my pocket, and again, this goes on here, and that's pretty much your standard X-Wing pilot. There are other pilots in the Star Wars universe, A-Wing pilot, B-Wing pilot, in the original series. In Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, there are Naboo pilots. There are so many pilots in the universe that we would love you to take a look at a pilot and say, you know what, I'd like to do that. No one has done that in our base. So I would encourage you to do that if you wanted to. There are new pilots. It appears to be an X-Wing. We're not entirely sure. For Episode 7, The Force Awakens. And that is coming December 2015. But we've already seen a promotional video with director J.J. Abrams, and he has got a pilot behind him climbing in what appears to be a newfangled X-Wing. So there may be new costumes ahead of us for pilots. And I believe there's been a pilot in every single Star Wars film to date. So, yes, there are many pilots in the universe, and we'd like you to come join us. So it's a lot of fun. And like they were saying, it's become more than just, a costume club. It's become a group of friends, and in some cases, a family. And yeah, we just would love you to come join us and have fun with us. So, back to you, Brian.
So we're just going to roll through. Oh, look at that. So face characters. The thing with them, there's Luke. The standards on these things can get a little bit here. Look at that one. I mean, come on. Does that look? That's our chief down there. I mean, does that look like it just came out? It's one of my favorite costumes. I love that part. And this next one is Tanya, and she actually entered that costume at San Diego Comic-Con and won the Lucasfilm Award for that private department. It's an amazing costume. She's an amazing lot of talented people in this group for sure. Face characters are a little harder with the standards. They can be kind of picky because they have so much screen time and people are so intimately familiar with those characters that it really elevates sort of what you need to do to get them through. But they're certainly available. There's a lot of them, obviously, face characters all the way from 6 movies and soon to be 7. So, and the comics and the cartoons and Rebels, yeah, the Rebels, Star Wars Rebels, they're starting to, we've just now put standards online for a lot of the characters from that. So they're coming together.
Which also includes pilots.
Oh yeah, it does include pilots, yeah. So Revolution.com is where you can visit to learn more about us, and then obviously like us on Facebook, also based Revolution. There's our request. I think we have just a few minutes. Are there any questions, comments, concerns? Come see us at our table. Yeah, we're actually raffling off one of the laptop bags that Tanya won for her costume from San Diego Comic-Con. So it's kind of a neat little item if we're to do that. And otherwise, I guess we'll see you guys out there on the floor.
And a raffle for
The laptop bag. Oh, for costume events for Los Niños hospitals and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The proceeds of those are going to those 2 charities. So, I guess that's Build a Better Rebel. Thank you guys for coming. And stay around. All right, thanks guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Before you guys take off, we're going to do this raffle real quick, so let's see what we got. Okay, go ahead.
675098. Going once, going twice, the prize is mine. 675111.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being awesome. Again, guys, Tucson Comicon this year was off the hook with over 5,000 guests coming in attending, and it was fantastic. I'll be giving you guys a few more teasers from my Comic-Con experience, as well as check out the Creative Plane Podcast Network's website. We'll have some photos on the website for you guys of what we got to see and experience. After listening to this great presentation, I know I'm going to be reaching out to the Mos Eisley chapter and seeing if maybe some of us from the folks from the Creative Plane Podcast Network can do a little bit of crossover and get our Star Wars Rebel on. Again, thank you for listening.